Peace upon y'all, mankind. This is Gentle, back again for another video. Man, how very y'all doing? I need y'all to smash the like button before we dive into this video and share it with your man friends, with your male friends, anyone that's a man that you know and that you care about, or at least they're man. Share this video with them because this could help a lot of people avoiding the avoiding a mistake, bro. Share it with your friend. We got to dive deep into this video about a passport bro who apparently lost $300,000, for making the mistake of marrying an overseas woman, a European woman, precisely. You know. So without further ado, let's watch this stuff.
Lessons that I learned from my $300,000 divorce with my Ukrainian ex-wife. A lot of people have told me, maybe you chose the wrong woman, maybe you should have checked for her red flags, maybe you should have had a better hiring process when it comes to your wife. But I think regardless of who you pick, obviously we all want to have a family, maybe you don't, but I do, certainly. Have a family, have kids, have this life that we all dream about. And when you're heading towards that, when you're working on it, you have to keep a lot of other things in mind, which are the lessons that I'm going to tell you, because you might fall in love with that person and disregard all the asset protection, all the legal sides of being in marriage or even cohabitation or having kids, because a lot of you don't want to be married. I probably won't get married again, to be honest, because it's just legally it's one of the worst things you can do if you're a wealthy man. But if you're going to live with a woman, if you're going to have kids with a woman, then you still have some legal repercussions, specifically if you have children, right? So she could take the children away, use them for ransom, for your wealth, or overall the legal system is against the man, depending on the country where you live. So I'll tell you the lessons that I learned. I lost over $300,000, as I said, with my divorce. Obviously, a lot of time, obviously a lot of mental damage, and overall affected my business, my growth, and everything. The first thing is that everything I bought before, during, every time in the marriage, I bought it in my name. And this is something that people don't think about. Maybe you're going to buy a car and you want to buy it fast. Maybe you made some money in crypto or something. You buy it in your name and done. What I would recommend is before you buy anything large, properties, anything that is luxurious, land, cars, whatever, before buying it, look at what structure you can set up to buy that piece of land, that property, that is not in your name. Because if you buy a car in your name, now it's in your name, it's registered in the government system, and now your ex-wife or your wife could potentially take it away from you, or it could be split, or you would have to sell that car and then split the profits 50-50 between you and your wife, because that's how it works in your particular country. And this is regardless of where you live. Because you might say, oh, just move out of Western countries. Yeah, but in some countries, for example, let's say you're from the US and you move to Dubai and you get married and you move your wife to the UAE. Now you're both residents of the UAE. So essentially you're both living in Dubai, you both have a residency permit in the UAE. She could file for divorce in the UAE and still use US law against you. So regardless of what country you're getting married, regardless of what country you're moving to, you want to keep this in mind. So before you buy anything luxurious, I wish that the car that I bought, the properties that I bought, and I was in Ukraine at the time. I really liked Ukraine at that time. And I was living there mainly for her, to be honest, before the war. I bought properties, I bought cars, I bought everything in my name. Didn't care about putting a structure, didn't even care about putting an LLC behind them. Absolutely nothing. And that's why I talk about Cook Islands Trust, or having a trust, so much. Because yes, it's a high price point. You're going to pay maybe $40,000, $50,000 to set up a trust in the Cook Islands, the jurisdiction that I recommend. But then that trust could own the properties, could own the car, could own everything. And a trust in the Cook Islands can pretty much own any piece of real estate or anything anywhere in the world. It's going to take longer. It's going to be a bit harder to do it. You're not going to buy a car in 2 days. In some cases, you can do it, and if it's in your personal name, you can buy it in 1 or 2 days. If it's under a trust, it might take a week, it might take 2 weeks, but it's a small amount of time to then prepare for lifetime, essentially. And this is not about trust. It's not about trusting your wife. It's not about finding somebody that you trust. Your wife could always turn back and use the legal system against you. Things can go south. You might cheat on her. You might do anything stupid, whatever it is. It's not about trust. It's not about finding the good woman. It's not about picking the right person. It's none of that. It's about protecting your assets, protecting yourself legally in case everything goes to shit in the long term. So what I would have done back then, I wish somebody would have told me this face to face and would have said, if you're going to buy all that stuff in Ukraine, the place where you're married, where the woman is a citizen of that country, regardless of where she's a citizen from, you're living in that place, set up a trust, and then with that trust, then buy the properties and buy the cars. And also, don't buy things in her name. This is what I did. I bought a property in her name because also what I would recommend is don't get into business with a woman and don't have financial decisions based on your woman. She wanted to invest in real estate in a specific region of Kiev, the capital of Ukraine, and she was really obsessed about this region, and I thought, I want to make her happy, I want her to be satisfied with me, happy wife, happy life, and all that, and I bought that property in her name. Obviously, when she filed for divorce, that property was automatically hers, and I couldn't do anything about it. Even with the best lawyer in Ukraine, nobody cared because the property was in her name. So also, careful about buying assets under your wife's name. You might do this because you're in love. You might do this because maybe you haven't had sex in 1 or 2 weeks and she's using this against you. Sometimes it happens. You want to be very careful. Something else that I didn't do, another lesson.
Okay, so you heard Buddy up to now. It's been more than 5 minutes, so let's comment a little bit. So Buddy married a Ukrainian woman, and I guess he didn't have no prenup. I guess he had no prenup. So you see, he lost pretty much about 300K. Bro, 300 racks right now, man, that could change our whole lives. Forget about those who even have, how do I call it? Student loans. If you don't have no loan, bro, right now, man, you can put a down payment on a house, you secure some money, you probably like save 1 year of bills. And you can have a little fun with that, but it's always better to invest that money to make greater returns and profit. But anyway, you see, Buddy went somewhere. So when you talk about setting the trust, so like you, in case of divorce, you don't lose shit. He kind of right. I mean, some millionaires advise it. They'll be like, okay, man, you need to do to have these assets not under your name, because they might potentially take your shit. So bro, it's safer if it's not under your name. But if you want it under your name, bro, at least make sure you don't fuck up with nobody so that like they sue you. And like you don't cheat. I mean, forget about even cheating on your wife. Make sure you always good with your wife. Cause bro, she hold the case, man. She might hurt you. Nowadays, these bitches are so cutthroat. These bitches are hyper cutthroat, bro. They're so selfish. Depending on their emotion, bro, they'll hurt you. They don't care, bro. It's only about them. You see, bro did many things for her because he loves Shorty. And I guess maybe cause she pretty or she got good pussy. But still, bro, that wasn't enough for her not to divorce. It changed her life. So, be careful about your assets, man. Be careful about your assets and vet the woman, like you said in the beginning. Vet the woman, bro. But I guess bro probably he spoiled her at the very beginning. He led with the wallet. And the one thing when you're trying to build true love, bro, you never leave with your wallet, man. Show who you truly are. And yet you still take good care of your woman, but like you don't spoil her. Anyway, man, let's finish this video and we'll say what we have to say.
Sometimes it happens. You want to be very careful. Something else that I didn't do, another lesson, is I didn't hire any lawyers and I didn't properly study divorce, child custody law, separation law, anything like that. What you want to do, regardless of who you marry, where you marry them, you want to study divorce law, you want to study child custody law, you want to hire a lawyer, you want to hire multiple lawyers to advise you. And what you can do, which I would recommend, is to book a consultation, a paid consultation, because now you're in a client relationship with that lawyer and your wife can't hire the same lawyer as you. So what I would recommend, get the absolute best lawyer in your city or country and then pay them a price for a consultation. Maybe it's $100, maybe it's $200, maybe it's $1,000. Lawyers all over the world are much cheaper than they are in the United States or in the UK, for example. So a US lawyer might charge you $5,000, where a lawyer in the UAE or a lawyer in Europe or anywhere might charge you $200 for a consultation. And what you want to do, you want to have this consultation, you want to maybe sign an agreement, even though you're not paying them a retainer or anything, you're at least creating that client relationship so that your wife can't use the same lawyer as you. And you want to study divorce law, and you want to study child custody law, and you can use ChatGPT for this. It's pretty good. You can just put child custody law in this country, explain it to me, what percentage of my income is going to be used as the child support amount. And also careful, because let's say that you move to a new country, and then you decide to set up a business in that country, and you have bank accounts in that country, and you make investments in that country, and you start moving millions through that country. If anything goes south, I'm a big proponent of caring for your children, spending money on your children, supporting your children, of course. But she might use that against you. The child might need $2,000 a month, but she's asking for $50,000 a month because she knows you make $1 million a month. And on a percentage basis, 50,000 to $1 million is only 5%. And because you have so many investments, so many things, so many companies in your name, you're moving so much money through your personal accounts in that country, she can now use that against you. And those $50,000, even though the child realistically only needs $2,000, she can use that to buy her Louis Vuitton purses. And this is not about hating women. This is not about, I'm not bitter. I'm only 27. I'm not a bitter man. This is just, I've experienced some things and I don't want you to go through them, because this can hurt. This can really F up your entire life if you let it. So study law, study custody law. Make sure you don't pass through too much money through your personal accounts. If you're buying property for a golden visa, for example, you can do that. You can buy property in your name because you kind of have to. But the rest of the properties that you buy, the companies that you set up, you want to be extremely careful if you're having them in your name, ideally under a trust or under an LLC of some sort. What I would also say is I got residency in Ukraine based on my ex-wife. This is something that I wouldn't do ever again, is moving to a country where your immigration and residency status depends on your wife or your girlfriend or anything. A lot of people do this. They move to a certain country, their wife is from that country, so they get a family residency permit. No, because now she has leverage over you. She can use that against you. If things go south, she can say, I'm gonna call immigration, I'm gonna get you deported. This has happened. And you're always dependent on that person. You don't want that leverage over you, because she can use that leverage over you to then get money, to then get assets, to then get anything. There's also some psychological plays. I will never do that again. If I'm moving to a country with a woman because her family's from there, because we're gonna have kids there, because anything, I am going to get residency by myself. Either there's a golden visa, or I can set up a business, or I can have some contact there that can give me residency or hire me, anything, but not through a woman. I highly recommend you. I know this might sound stupid. I know it's an easy way to get residency somewhere, just marry someone, but now they have leverage over you. That might push you to get married actually. So you might say, oh, I'm never getting married again. And then you meet a beautiful woman and she's from Czech Republic or whatever, and you want to move there with her to be with her family and to raise kids and so on. And now you decide, okay, let's get married because that's the easiest way to get a residency permit, and then you are effed. So don't do that. Then other things is that I invested way too much in my ex-wife. If your wife is consistently asking you, oh, please buy me this, buy me that, buy me this luxurious thing, buy me this, buy me that, buy me this, buy me that, that then gets you into a loop of buying things for her. And that's how she got me to buy property in her name at the end. So you want to be aware of this. I'm not hating women. I'm not saying you shouldn't invest into a woman, but the more you invest, the more she expects more investment and more and more and more. So buy me the Birkin, and then buy me a car, and then buy me some real estate, and then buy me multiple pieces of real estate, and then it just keeps compounding. So you want to keep that in mind. It's all psychological plays, and you want to be very careful. And the last thing that I will say is that she used her beauty and her sexual appeal against me because she had leverage over me. So imagine all the leverage that this woman had over me. I moved on a visa for marriage. So I moved to Ukraine based on a visa for marriage. So once she had the immigration leverage, then she had, because I was buying so many things on her name, because I was buying so many things for her, then she had the asset leverage I also was buying everything in my name, all the property, all the cars and everything. So then she had the, we're gonna get divorced and I'm gonna take half your assets leverage. She had so much leverage on the relationship. And anything that she wanted, she would get because she had all that leverage. Plus, she would say, hey, if you want to have an intimate moment with me, you need to buy me this extra. Maybe you haven't experienced this, but some women will do this. And I'm not hating women. It's just when she has all the leverage in the relationship, she might use this against you. If you want to have an intimate time with me, you're going to have to invest more. You're going to have to buy me more things and so on. And that's how guys end up spending like millions of dollars on a woman. And at the end, they get wrecked. And I don't want you to get wrecked. So those are all the, I know this is a little video, but those are all the lessons that I learned from my insane divorce that took many years, lost me a lot of money. If you want to learn how to protect your assets and how to set up all these structures so that you are protected, check out this video right here on how to protect your assets.
Video is pretty much over, guys. It's over. So, lastly, what did you talk about in the last part? So, you talked about the laws that, you need to understand the laws, the systems when you get married, or when you go to a new place, because, you understand how marriage was, how, separation and child parenting works, how alimony and child support work. So, you know how to spend the money. You feel me? But why I need you to be aware of the laws is because if you take Israel Adesanya, for instance, he from New Zealand. So basically, he had a girlfriend, right? He had a girlfriend, and they was not married. But since they lived together for 2 years, she was entitled to some of his money. I think she didn't never touch it, but like New Zealand laws allow them to for certain period of time that you live with your partner to be considered kind of like you married, even though you're not. So you can partake into some of these advantages, and that's why you need to understand the law so you can like protect your assets, because you got a lot to lose if you ain't got shit. Like people like us, okay, sure, bro, but if you got money, man, it's time you take some time and like invest. Research the law system so you know how to move accordingly. Next is it talked about the system, because um it says invest in the best lawyers, invest in the best things, so like they could generate you more revenue and they could protect you. He's right, because if your bitch got the best lawyers, man, you might lose the case. It's better that you take those guys, you pay them money, and when an issue comes, you defend it. They defend your name, bro. They don't put dirt on your name. You're saved. You don't lose. Or at least if you gotta lose, you lose little. You understand? So it's always important to buy the best things. It's some things that are worth the best quality, and it's some things that you can like manage with the lowest quality, because that's what you can afford. But you need to know what is worth spending on the best, what is worth spending the best, the maximum amount, and what is not worth it. Like for instance, a car, bro. You maintain yourself with a car. I'm not saying go take a very old car. Take a decent car that's probably pre-owned, but like you can still drive around with that, and it doesn't break down that much compared to like for instance, your health. You're trying to like buy something for super cheap, but it gets you sick. Meanwhile, you could have something for expensive, but like at least it gives you vigor. You're healthy. You understand? So always spend in the best things. Next is, bro said he depending on his bitch for residency. He invested way too much in her, and he was controlled by his lust. So he had to offer her whatever she wanted. So, bro, as a man, you gotta try. Unless you're a jail, bro. Unless you're a jail, bro, and you take some of these fat or ugly women because they're like y'all, motherfuckers. You can use these hoes for a temporary time, but like you need to be hustling. You need to be on your shit. You need to find ways to make money. So the bitch can depend on you. I'm not saying you gotta take the bitch serious. I'm just saying depend on yourself and make sure she could depend on you. You understand? Do not depend on the woman. This is risky, bro. Way risky. Because you see the attitude. And he invested way too much in her. Bro, It's not bad to spend on your woman. I ain't gonna lie. It's not bad to spend on your woman. But if she don't spend on you, or like if she don't do nothing for you, what is she useful besides sex? Even sex, bro. He said he had to buy her shit so she could like giving the sex. This is transactional right now, bro. Like she's a sugar baby at this point. That was no marriage, bro. So be careful who you're dealing with, man. So what can you take out from this video? What I want you to retain from this video, bro, it's really simple. This guy went overseas trying to find love. He lost $300,000, bro. Look, it's great for passport bros to say like, okay, I got my passport. I'm gonna go find a woman that's gonna cater to me, that's gonna show me, that's gonna give me great affection. And yeah, this woman probably will. I ain't gonna lie, but you might find also some women in the U.S. who will do the same thing. You understand? Let me tell you something. The women overseas are mostly copying the women in America because of the soft power. America got the movies. They spread everything, bro. Everybody trying to imitate America. So you understand? I'm not saying like, you shouldn't go overseas to maybe find love. I'm just saying it's not necessary. I believe it's not necessary because you see, bro thought all these women were the same. Meanwhile, bro, she look, these women love the money, they love the bling bling, and they like to show off, but they don't necessarily love you for you. They love the things that you can provide. And especially if you lead with your wallet, bro, they're gonna appreciate your wallet, not you. You're the controller, you're the console to the wallet. If they manipulate you, they could like empty the wallet. But like, you know if they can't usually use more, if they can't have your money, bro, they can't really love you for that's why you don't leave with the wallet. You gotta be genuine and be yourself. So like that, these women, you're gonna attract the one that's really for you, because she not here for the money necessarily. Not that she don't need money, but like, she not here for that, bro. So be careful being a passport, bro. I mean, these women, some of them even set up people in Colombia to get killed because they know Americans. And, they show more attention to Americans. But it all in the end, bro, it could be a trap. It could be a lure. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be just to bait you into thinking they're nice. Meanwhile, they're just after your money. You understand? So, guys, as a high value man, don't be chasing, man. Do not be tricking. Nah, trick only if you just want sex. If you just want sex, but like maximize your body to some point that you don't necessarily need to trick in order to have sex. You understand? You can have one night stands just because they find you as attractive. And like, do not invest more than a bitch invest in you. Look, it's a power level in relationship, bro. The one who like values the over the most, they're gonna give more attention. They're gonna do more affectionate things. So it's better that you let your woman do that for you than you do it for her. You understand? Do the bare minimum. You understand? Okay. And last thing is, bro, the last things are, do not depend on the bitch. Like we said, do not depend on the bitch for anything. Make sure you got your own shit. So like that, if the bitch don't wanna conform to you, or like she don't wanna obey your orders, you can replace her real quick. And do not be controlled by your lust to the point that you let a bitch tell you what to do just because you trying to smash. Like if she say that, man, bitch got kicked, you're getting kicked to the curb. All right, guys. So please make sure y'all share this video, smash that like button, share this video with your friend, and make sure it gets into the algorithm, so like people can take precautions. That was Gentleman. Y'all take care. Be safe. Peace.